This is the heartbeat of human services, a peek into the inspiring stories of our community and all things DHS. Join us.
Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Jana Slagle, for the podcast, The Heartbeat of Human Services. And June is Family Reunification Month here in Kern County. The Board of Supervisors just proclaimed it yesterday. And so we invited one of our awesome social workers, Adriana Tello, to join us because you work with families that you want to help see them reunify, right?
Correct.
So glad you joined us. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me, Jana.
Yeah, I'm happy because I invited you because really I've seen you work really hard over the years to see families get stronger and be able to reunify. And you have a passion about that, don't you?
I sure do.
You sure do. And it shows up. So tell me, how long have you been a social worker?
A little bit over 19 years.
Wow, that's pretty amazing because it is not an easy job, is it?
Correct.
What do you think has kind of helped you hang in there through the tough times of seeing, you do see good things, but you also see a lot of hard things. What's helped you kind of get through that, you think?
You just have the love to help people.
Yeah.
Have to have the heart for it.
You do have the heart for it. And I see in you, Adriana, I see like there's passion there's kindness, but there's also a toughness in you that you can be tough when you need to, which I think that's an important part of being a social worker, don't you?
You do. You have to be tough with your families, but then at the end, they thank you for it.
Yeah, they do.
Because they tell you that if you weren't tough with them, they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. With family reunification, just so people listening know, when children are brought into our care for protection, the parents, biological parents, are given a plan of what to do to make their home safer, right?
Right. A court-ordered case plan.
A court-ordered case plan. And it starts out with 6 months, right? So what are the most common things that you see on those case plans of parents needing to kind of do?
Parenting and child neglect.
That's a big one, yeah.
And substance abuse counseling.
Substance abuse, yeah. And then they have to be tested to make sure they're
They
staying
got a drug
clean.
test. And sometimes it can be domestic violence, physical abuse, just depending on the circumstances the child came into protective custody.
So with Family Reunification Month, several of your families are coming, right?
Correct.
Yeah. What do you look forward to with hanging out with them?
Just to remind them that, they were successful and to keep up the good job.
Yeah.
Look forward and be positive and keep thinking positive.
Right. That's true. And I think, we hope they gain skills through this process so when tough times come, they can fall back on what they learned. Is there a story or a family that, of course we won't say names, but is there anything you remember about a family that you worked with that you might want to share?
I do. I have one family that the children were with dad when they were removed, and mom had all the odds against her. She didn't even believe in herself. But she did it with the support of her family and the caretaker. The caretaker helped her a lot. And
wow, the foster parent
helped her a lot. Even the children went back to her care. And even after we closed it, she was still there helping her. And I think the family kept in contact with me for maybe about 3 years. And she was very successful.
That's so good. That must have been really hard. That's one of the things that keeps you going, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was hard for her because she had a lot of obstacles. Family got sick, family passed away during the time. So she had a lot of obstacles during the course of those 12 months because, we have 6 months, 12 months, up to 18 months to reunify. And it took her 12 months to reunify, but she did it.
That's
and
awesome.
she got her children back.
That's great. So is she one of them that will be there tomorrow or no?
This was like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. That's great. Do you see any attributes in families when you first start working with them that you see and you think, okay, they're going to make it?
Since I've been doing it so long, you can see like which parents are just going through the motions and which ones are serious and they want to do it.
Yeah.
Because they really want their children back. I mean, they all want their children back.
Right.
But some do it for the right reasons and some just do it just to go through the motions.
Yeah. Do you think having an attitude of being open helps a little bit? Like being open to just kind of realizing I need help?
They have to. They have to realize that they need the help. and want the help. They have to realize the mistake they did, because if they don't realize it, then I don't think they can be successful.
Kind of admitting that you kind of made a mistake.
Right.
Huh? That's hard for all of us. Do you participate in their visits too that they have with the children visiting their parents while they're in out-of-home care?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're supposed to do 25%.
Okay.
But at the beginning, we do most of it.
How does that visitation go?
It goes well.
Pretty good.
Because the parents, they only get to see their kids 4 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
So visits tend to go well.
I bet. Do they bring foods and things to the visits?
They do. They bring foods. They bring games. I have one family specifically right now that I've bought a lot of stuff for them to do during the visits.
That's good.
So just depends. If I don't see the family interacting much, I try to
help
give them
out.
The examples, or I bring the games, or we have games downstairs. So I bring them out and let them know, like, here you go, like, try this.
Do you think people misunderstand what we do in the community sometimes?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. What do you think are some misconceptions about what we do at NCPS?
Oh, that we're out there just to, adopt kids and, we get a bonus or,
Right. Some weird things.
I mean, we're not out there.
Yeah.
The community are our eyes. So if you see something, you have to call it in.
Yeah. Right.
Because
That's true.
we're not out there. I mean, we're not, our clients think we're out there checking up on them. We're not. I mean, we get a calls from school. If the BPD's out there, they make the referrals, anybody, the community is the one that calls us if there's something going on.
Yeah. So have you worked in any other areas of the department, or mainly in reunification?
I first started in permanent placement, and then I moved on to, it was called relative assessment back then, where we approved the homes for the relatives and NERFMs. And then I went to family services in 2007, and I haven't left family services.
Yeah. You really like family services and helping families.
I do. I like to see it through. I like to see the family since the beginning and see them through the end.
Yeah. Do you often see relatives helping families?
Since I started, we have a lot more relatives becoming foster parents to take the children in.
That's great. Do you see that being a good idea?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we want the children to be with family. I mean, our focus is for the children to always return with family.
Yeah, absolutely. So if listeners have any more questions about what is Family Reunification Month or anything about reunifying families, we do have information on our website, kcdhs.org. And there's a place called Pathways to Permanency that you can look for. And we have all kinds of helpful information. And even if you're just a parent that wants information about resources, there is a lot on that page. Thank you so much for joining us today, Adriana. We hope this is helpful.
No, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, and thank you for being a constant advocate for your parents. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Welcome to today's Mindful Minute. I'm your co-host Paola Hernandez, and today we'll be talking about community. With all these months coming along, we've had May with Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and now we have June, which is filled with Pride Month and Juneteenth. This is a great PSA for everyone listening to go find your community. I know there's a scientific study out there that actually says that finding your community and your group of people who have the same interests or uplift you is a great way to live longer. And you heard that correctly. So go find your community today. Go reach out to an organization you've been wanting to work with. There are tons in Kern County to do. So find a website, contact that number that you've been wanting to contact, and get out there. This has been your Mindful Minute.
Thank you for joining us for the Heartbeat of Human Services podcast today. We hope you'll join us next time.